Is it Russell Westbrook?
What? Oh my God.
Look, I'm panicking right now, all right? I'm panicking.
Ever wonder about how Devontae Friga and Kristopher London came up as creators? Well, we're about to talk about it.
This is Droppin Dimes. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
How did you guys honestly come up as creators?
I mean, I started playing ball, in college, and I got hurt. And, I love just creating like animations growing up and just doing like little skits here and there. So when I was hurt in my dead time, I would just make videos. And when I was overseas one year, one of my videos went viral and I got some money. And I was broke as hell. So, once I saw the money started to roll in, I was like, okay, I can make a living out of this. I saw an article where guys were making like 6 figures from posting the same type of content I was. And I was like, okay, if this hoop dream doesn't work out, let me start going on the plan B, because I am a little injury prone. So I was like, reality was starting to sink in. And long story short, I moved back to the States. I ended up going D2. That way I could keep my YouTube channel. I didn't want to get hit with the destroying, no scholarship, what I'm saying? So I had a scholarship D2 in Kansas at Newman University. And while I was hooping, I was still maintaining my YouTube channel. It was just picking up more traction more and more. Then I got hit with another injury and I had to make the choice. Okay, well, actually, I didn't even have a choice. I got my scholarship taken.
Damn.
And then I had to make the choice whether I wanted to pay for school or continue my YouTube career. And I was like, I don't like debt. So
yeah,
you guys know where I'm going. I chose the YouTube route. And then, actually it's been 10 years. I've been on YouTube for 10 years now. So I'm here today. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm glad that, more athletes are coming onto the space, not just YouTube, but it's opening up doors on like Instagram, TikTok, all these platforms. And now the NIL is here, so that's just even more to talk about later, but that's my quick spiel and how I got into the space.
Yeah, Friga, what about you? A lot of people curious.
Yeah, my creator come up or whatever is it's actually fairly similar. When I was in college, I was at a Division III school playing basketball, and I was consuming a lot of YouTube content. And this was in 2017. I started my first channel in 2016, and I just didn't really like what I was doing. So then I started my own personal channel in 2017. Like I said, just consuming an absurd amount of YouTube content, Casey Neistat. I was obsessed with his storytelling and his work. I was a fan of what Logan Paul was doing and just how he was doing the daily. And I kind of just got to a point where I didn't really want to look at it as just like, oh, I'm watching this for entertainment. I started to really study everything that they were doing, the way that their inflection on their voice and how they were storytelling and the cuts to their videos. And I'm like, I know I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I was studying integrated media at the time in school while playing basketball, and everything just kind of started to line up. I did a daily vlog for like 78 days because I was pretty motivated by what Logan and Casey were doing. I felt like I had an interesting enough life to do so, right? Because I'm a Division III basketball player. Nobody knows about D3. I made a video that got like about 200,000 views. Well, I made a day in the life of a D3 hooper that got like 13,000 views. And I was like, all right, hell yeah. Like, I'm about to just do another D3 video, Then I made another one a few days later that got like 200,000 views. And from there on out, for like 2 years, I did all D3 basketball stuff. And it was my niche. It was the only thing on YouTube that was about Division III basketball. So that's really my come up. And then when I graduated from college, I had about 100,000 subscribers. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do because it was during the 2020 COVID year when I graduated. So my season was cut short. We were number 5 in the nation and everything, like chance to win it all at D3 level. We documented every game. It just got taken away from us, but it was happened how it was supposed to. So I went to a random park one day down in Florida and I mic'd myself up at a park. And I just did like former D3 hooper, still riding the whole D3 thing. Former D3 hooper exposes Division I basketball player at the court. And it got like 2 million views in 6 days. And I went from 106,000 subscribers to like 296,000 in 5 or 6 days. And Chris, you and Kenny Chow, you reacted to the video, or you guys did a top 50 YouTube basketball players. Do you remember when all that was going on?
I remember like slightly. I remember making like the tier list and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell you what I put or who I ranked where back when I posted it, but I do. I think like we crossed paths like one time. I remember coming across your videos. I don't know if it was the one you're talking about, but I do remember where you kind of like did a court reveal, I think, in Florida or something, and then you said like we're gonna have this tournament. We were trying to work things out and everything, and that was like my first, I think, encounter with you.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I did after graduating. Was like, well, we have no idea what to do. My dad is a general contractor in Florida, so he built hundreds of duplexes in Florida every year. You know, he knows the game very well, so he's got 6 acres out in North Fort Myers, Florida, very limited code rules, and he's got all the machinery to do it. So we built a basketball court, and it kind of like took YouTube by storm a little bit. Those videos, like we posted like 4 videos, but we didn't just build a basketball court. We built it in 3 days, from dirt to
I remember that
paint on the court and everything. We installed the hoops, and it was crazy, but it's a little bit longer than I wanted to tell that story, but I feel like there's so many moving parts that actually lined up to exactly where I'm at right now. And then, you know, still continuing to try and grow. And like Chris said, super grateful to be where I'm at right now.
I'm sure that you guys have had, oh my God, like you guys have had a I made it moment. Now, when you had that I made it moment, did it happen when you saw like a certain viewership on a video, or was that YouTube check on the 21st just strictly hitting different? You're like, hey, yo, like this is it. Or do you guys still feel like you haven't made it? What is it?
For me, like I had like a few different kind of like takes of made it moment. Like there's the monetary, where it was like my first like sponsorship that I was like, dang, this is crazy. Like this is something I dreamed about. You know, I was studying marketing, you know, always wanted to work with brands like Best Buy. Like I'm a big tech guy. So my first like Best Buy brand deal was like surreal to me. And that wasn't actually too long. It was about a couple years ago. And then another time was when I went to the NBA All-Star Media Day. Like this was the first time YouTubers have ever even crossed paths with the actual traditional media. Like it was me.
What year was this?
This was the Chicago All-Star Weekend, I believe. I think 2019. It was either 2018 or 2019. And like just getting that access, and not only that, I vlogged it, and there was a part where like Giannis stopped me and was like, hey, I know you. You're the YouTuber, right? The tall like YouTuber. I'm like, you talking to me? Like I was looking around like, wait.
This is in the hallway. This is in the hallway, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. Yeah. And then he's like, I like your stuff, man. Keep it up. And just hearing that moment for me, because like as a YouTuber, I kind of find it hard sometimes, especially, you know, the coming up years. It's hard to process things because our lifestyle is so fast. Like once you post a video, you're on to the next video. So I'm not, you know, I was programmed in a way I couldn't process certain feelings at a point, which I realized later in my career. And so like when things like that happen, I don't even really take it in or appreciate it as much. And now that like I'm older, I kind of reflect back like, man, I wish I kind of just, when I got home from that trip, rather than just going, you know, recording more and more videos, I wish I kind of like took a step back and was like, man, what did I just do? Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, rather than going to my channel and seeing it in the vlog, that was the only way I could really like feel stuff, you know? So that was really like where I was like, all right, I'm doing something.
You mentioned like, man, I wish I would have gone home and like thought about what just went on. Like I have a lot of that too. But you know, I think with a lot of entrepreneurs and creators, when we want something and we actually go after it, it's done deal. It's set in stone. We're gonna make it happen some way or another, or we're going to die trying. And when you make it happen, you almost don't even shock yourself in a way, because you're like, I knew I was going to do this, or I knew I was going to be here. And it's like, if you truly believe and have the confidence that you can make something happen, you can make it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially in this industry when we're just normal people. Nobody's better than anybody else, bro. And if it's just a matter of how bad you really want, how bad you really want this and how bad really want to put in that work. But now for me, I don't think I've had that necessarily like I made it. I don't feel like I have. I think when
you're telling me hundreds of kids are running up on you on a park, you don't feel anything, you're just numb to it.
Yeah, you rented out an NBA court, bro. Like I remember that video. That's a big. Can't just do that.
No. I guess saying like I made it makes me feel like okay, like all right, I can slow down, I can chill, like I did what I needed to do. So maybe it's just a bad choice of words for me. There's not like a I made it moment, but there's like a oh I really did it moment. Because then that gives me a sense of like, oh, I can keep going, I can keep trying to do more. But in the sense of where I guess you're going for, like you mentioned, the making money from the sponsors and the ads, like you're just like, dang, like this is awesome. I always watched videos of YouTubers talking about that. And then this past All-Star weekend, I got to host an event with Damian Lillard, which was pretty cool for me because I was just like, man, like I really 3 years ago was just crying in my dorm room, not sure what I was going to be doing. And like 4 years later, I'm standing next to Damian Lillard, introducing him at this event at All-Star Weekend. And like the people across are asking for pictures of me. Those are moments when I'm like, it's motivational. I want you to keep going. Like
all this content creation world is so accessible to literally any and everybody, especially over the last few years, as we've seen a lot of athletes, they want to do what you guys do, Chris. Like people like Giannis, of course, like walk up to you, want to do stuff. His brother has a podcast. Both of his brothers do a lot of stuff online now. And I guess now the question is for you guys, in your content creator mind, what makes someone a content creator versus just an athlete? Because there's a lot of athletes on the internet landscape who try to do similar-ish things that you guys try to do. But from your mind, is there a difference, or as long as you post a video, are you just a content creator? Like, how do you decipher that?
I take it kind of like any profession that you do, right? If we're talking about basketball players, what makes a basketball player? Because anybody can pick up a basketball, go shoot some hoops. But what I kind of look at it as like the credibility, like what do you have to show for to make me believe that you can actually hoop? Is it, your highlights? Is it the team you play for, the league that you're in? I kind of look at that the same way as an influencer, like a YouTuber. So if you're saying you're a YouTuber, it's okay, so let me go check out your channel. If I see you have like 3 videos and you're posting every 6 months, it's hard for me to really believe you when you try to convince me that you are a YouTuber, because in my head, I'm thinking of myself, right? I kind of hold myself to this standard where I need to be posting at least once a week. There's other social platforms that I post to promote my videos, who I collaborate with and all these things. When somebody, I have guys come up to me all the time and say like, yo, I'm an aspiring YouTuber, like, and I'm like, okay, let me see your channel. As soon as I look at it, and if I see less than like 10 videos, I'm like, hey man, just keep going. I'm not gonna like even waste time to like show like, okay, you need to do this, you need that, because I know they're not serious, so I'm wasting my time. And I take my profession very serious, and I want people who really want to do this to take it just as serious, because if you're not, then I want you to find something that you're more passionate and use that same standard that I have for my profession and whatever it is that you're passionate at. You know what I'm saying? So I think it all comes down to just the how many uploads, how often. The views don't matter. I could care less about views. For me, it's just the framework. How often are you recording? Do you have editors? Are you editing yourself? All these things. So I think, hey, if you posting once a week and you do that for 6 months straight, I'll call you a YouTuber. That's my take. What about you, Friga? What are your thoughts, Friga?
You're on the spot.
I will say life can hit you too. So I'm not gonna be one to judge, and if things come in the way of that. But like I said, it's just like you could say as an athlete, when do you call yourself a basketball player? Are you on a rec team? Are you on a AAU team? Are you high school, college, NBA? Like those are things that people are gonna want to know too. But I'm curious, Friga, what do you think? What do you?
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, we have to have a harsh line too. You're too nice.
I actually think it's very hard to follow up him on that type of answer. I genuinely think you hit the nail on the head. The way I think of it when you first asked the question was, are you somebody that is a creative on top of being labeled as a YouTuber or whatever? Because again, you can be a basketball player. I have a lot of people on my team, and maybe what we're doing, like I talked about on the next chapter, that are basketball players on YouTube, but they're not YouTubers. It's a very interesting question that I think has been brought up, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, now that we're seeing like this heavy real basketball scene on YouTube, because there's so many ways to consume basketball content now, or basketball in general. I don't think that just because if you're a professional athlete and you pick up a camera and you start vlogging your life or whatever, that makes you a YouTuber. But like you said, it depends on the consistency. It depends on, are you able to creatively think of new ideas that can innovate your brand and you can be seen as a niche on the online platforms in a world of the basketball world being so big. And even more specifically, you look at guys like Dennis Schroeder, who started a YouTube channel that he does have like a very interesting vlog like perspective of an NBA player, and he posts very consistently. He's got a team of editors with him. I don't think he's a YouTuber. He's an NBA point guard. I'm sure he spends way more time in the gym than he does behind a computer trying to figure out creative ways to do this and that. But there's so many ways that you can be a creative. You know, you can record your life daily and do a daily vlog, or do a vlog like throughout the week, and you are a YouTuber. But man, there's just so many ways you can look at it.
That just reminded me too, my first like 2 to 3 years, my goal was to actually not even be known as a basketball player. Because when I lost my scholarship, I went through a pretty hard time to where I couldn't look at a basketball without crying.
Wow.
So I wanted to prove to not just, others, but myself that I'm more than a basketball player. So like when I came onto YouTube, I was only doing skits and sitting down doing rants and everything. So like people didn't even know I was 6'10" unless I made a skit like stuff tall people say. And then that's when I revealed my height. And then everyone's like, damn, you're 6'10", like you hoop? And I'm like, do I? Like, yeah. And then and then I started playing NBA 2K, because that's what really kind of got me to get back into the basketball world, because I was making these 2K videos, and then I was like, what if I applied like my IRL content strategy with like basketball, because that's what really sparked, and I had never really seen a lane of IRL, like forfeit, like you take the gamer aspect, like FIFA, like my inspiration is like the Sidemen and, those FIFA wagers and everything. And then that's how I met Jesser, because I was telling him, Jesser's very creative, and, he was doing all these 2K wagers. And I was like, dude, I'm coming to California for a week. Like I saw you play high school basketball. Like, let's do a 1v1 with your little, wagers things that we did. I didn't know he was gonna bring a shot collar, like a dog shot collar, but that's I was like, hey, this could literally be lit, like actually literally. Yeah. So that's kind of how that, and then once that went viral, I was like, okay, I think we found something here. And then that's kind of the lane we kind of created with that, and it took off. And Jesser is funny because even him, he kind of had like this plateau, and we all did, where we're trying to break out of. And I think once we tapped into the IRL with gaming as well, that's when, we really grew. And I always encourage others too. It's like same thing with basketball. It's like if these basketball players come on YouTube, I always encourage, like, I want to see a different side of you. That way you can kind of, attract even more of an audience, and then they can see like, your basketball skills as well as your personality.
Yeah, that was a great way to wrap that convo. Like, that's a whole nother loophole that we could get into. But fellas, I'm afraid that it is TikTok time.
TikTok time, let's get it.
So first TikTok up, we're going to do a NBA tier list. Let's put these NBA point guards on a tier list. Steph Curry. This is obvious, right?
It's got to be an S.
Superstar, right?
Yeah, it's got to be the highest tier possible.
I love it.
Yeah,
cool. I love it.
I'm with that.
All clear. All right, what about De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron is also. I mean, he was the clutchest player this year, so I gotta put him
Yeah,
like.
we had a phenomenal year.
So we got S-A-B.
A.
That's
Yeah.
it. Just 3.
S, A, B, C, and then D.
Oh,
I don't think he's C or D. Can't
yeah,
be C or D.
Me
I'm gonna
personally, I'm gonna go A. For me, I'm gonna go A.
He has ties. I like it. You true.
I'm gonna go A.
I respect
I'm
it.
gonna go A.
Yeah.
I'm going with.
What about
I'm
you,
gonna go
Friga?
with B. I'm gonna go with B. I just want to see just a few more years. If he can keep the consistency up at the rate that he just has proven who he is. I mean, we saw him in high school be amazing. We saw him in college be amazing. But now in the NBA, he's getting that spark and that shine that sometimes NBA players come through with. If he could do this for a few more years,
I feel
A
that.
for sure.
All right.
We'll
What
leave him
about
at
Shai
B.
Gilgeous-Alexander?
We'll leave him at B.
B is fair. I like B. I like B. What about Trae Young?
Ooh, Trae Young.
I'm a Hawks fan, so you got to be careful.
Hey man, that's my guy, but I mean I gotta put him at the C, dog. I can't put him in the same league as De'Aaron. I can't put him in the same league as De'Aaron Fox. I'm sorry.
Wow,
How
really?
quickly
We put him at
forget.
B,
This man
so-
C is crazy.
Dang.
Empty stats for me, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're one of those. This is bad, Chris. This is
Mo,
bad.
what do you
my
say?
fault.
So you're an Atlanta fan. I need to know what Mo thinks.
A. He's Trae. He's Trae Young. Put up like 26 and 10. Yeah, guard
Listen,
somebody.
A,
Try being.
put Trae Young, anyone in your A lit. Like when we finish this, I want you to see who's in A, and then I want you to put Trae Young guarding them, and then we can circle back and see if he belongs.
Look, defense is not his forte.
This doesn't help us any at all because you said C and you said A and I was gonna go B. So we're at A, B, C.
On average,
Let's
it's a
do
B.
B.
That's a B, dude. If you
Yeah,
got a
okay,
report
okay.
card, you got a 3.0 or something. I don't know.
I'll let Chris be wrong. It's B. Cool. What about Tyrese Halliburton?
Tyrese, ooh, he's like a tweener. I'll let y'all go
He's a
first.
tweener.
I don't know.
I think he's a solid B. I don't think he's in the same
I
tier
was
as
just gonna.
Trae, but B.
Well, one made the All-Star. Oh, never mind. I'll put him at B just to be safe.
I'll go with B
Wrong this
for the
side.
TikTok.
Yeah, B solid. All right, what about Luka Doncic?
Luka
S.
Doncic, S superstar.
S tier,
Easy.
without a doubt.
We love it. We love to see it. All right, you got 20 questions to guess the NBA player I'm thinking of.
Is this player in the Eastern Conference?
No,
Is this player white?
no.
Damn. Well, GG.
You guys can.
That only knocks
keep
out.
fire. You don't have to.
Is this player known to play point guard?
Yes.
Is this player considered one of the greatest shooters of all time?
He's not known for it, but he definitely should be.
Thanks for the extra oomph there. All right, we'll take that.
Is he a player known for shooting from the logo?
No.
Is this player athletic as hell?
Yes, but not in the way that a lot of people think about.
I see you're eliminating these guys left and right.
Best shooter. Who
6 questions in.
What? Okay. Has this player won a championship?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's a point guard, won a championship. He's not in the Eastern Conference. He's athletic. He can shoot.
But he's not the greatest shooter.
Oh,
So we know who
man,
it's
that's
not.
Tough.
I mean, how many?
y'all
There's
keep
not
on
like
firing away.
I'm struggling.
there's not a lot of.
Start dropping names. Start dropping them dimes.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, you have to take into consideration all the other questions, you know? So it's like, I'm just trying to think of
that
NBA
is very true.
champions that are point guards in the Western Conference
Oh,
Finals.
I have
or
a
in the
question.
Western Conference.
Go ahead, Friga. I don't know if this should count, but are we going current or retired?
Yes, current. That doesn't count.
Okay.
I will not do
All right,
y'all
'cause I was-
retire. That's crazy.
Okay. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Has this player won an MVP award?
No.
Has this player made the All-Star team more than 2 times?
Yes. Multiple time All-Star.
Multiple time All-Star, no MVPs. He's a champion, one of the greatest shooters of all time. Is a point guard.
Yeah. Who are some of the greatest point guards in the NBA today?
West Conference, though. That's...
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Yes.
I feel like I'm literally blanking right now.
I'm trying to picture the West Conference teams.
Now it's time to start dropping in point guard names. So who comes to the top?
Is D'Angelo Russell? Is he
Hell no.
Oh,
Is he
God,
a champion?
no. Oh, God. Greatest shooter, Friga?
Oh, my bad. I'm tripping. Look, I'm panicking right now. All right, I'm panicking. I'm
That
trying
is
to think.
That's beyond panic. That is just like low-key brain dead. I'm sorry,
Whoa.
D-Lo, but he pissed me off with that NBA series, bro. Dude shot 1 for 30. All right, so it's not Steph Curry. All right, so we eliminate him. He's a champion, so it's not Damian Lillard.
It's
Yep.
not Chris Paul. It's
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all are getting closer.
So it's
So
not like De'Aaron Fox. It's not.
I know you mentioned something about shooter. Is it Russell Westbrook?
What? Oh my God. What are you
Friga.
talking about?
I'm just throwing him out there.
Shoot the ball. Is people, the masses have said he is a shooter.
He is an MVP. Okay, he's a great
he
point
is.
guard.
But
I'm not a Russell.
The
I'm not on the Russell
he said no
Westbrook. hating.
MVPs. He said no MVPs.
Oh, okay, I missed that one. You said 20 questions, bro. This is like 40 questions.
We're at 9 right
Wait,
now.
we talking
You guys
about
have been
20
actually
each?
Officially.
Well, I'm thinking out loud, right? So, has this player won a championship on 2 different teams?
No. That's 10 questions so far. Halfway done. All right, I'll give a light hint. Played with Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
Kyrie Irving.
Yes, Kyrie Irving.
That is wow.
Wow.
He is Kyrie Irving.
That
Good
went
one.
way over. Way over.
We
my
thought about
head.
that way too hard. Hey, I mean, this dude's jumped from different conferences 2 times in the same season, it feels like. So it's like,
Yeah, exactly. I think the athleticism thing may have thrown you guys off just a slight bit because Kyrie, you guys know he's athletic as hell, but like he's not. People don't think of him like that because he's not dunking.
that was a good one.
Yeah, that was really good. Really good. Especially because he just switched east to west. So that does throw me off a little bit too.
I'm Kristopher London with Mo and Friga. This is Droppin Dimes. We'll see you guys next time.